This is KXOK News. Bob Shea with the 10:55 report. The current Radio Park temperature 61 degrees. The outlook increasing cloudiness this afternoon. Cloudy tonight with intermittent light rain. We'll have a complete weather forecast following the news. Production continues at the Ford Motor Company plant in Hazelwood today, but 9 other Ford plants around the nation have been struck by members of the United Auto Workers Union. Aaron Brown, president of Local 325 of the UAW in Hazelwood, tells KXOK News that negotiations with the company officials have led to some progress, and there is a new strike deadline, 11 o'clock Monday morning. The national agreement with Ford has long been settled, but the 9 plants struck this morning went out over local issues. In Hazelwood, company and union officials told KXOK News they hope to wrap up a complete settlement of local issues before the Monday morning strike deadline. A Ralston man was booked on a charge of making book this morning when detectives of the gambling squad nabbed him in the 6100 block of Easton Avenue inside the city limits. Officers say they had information that the suspect, 64-year-old William Dodson of the 1500 block of Wellston, had been making book in the 4200 block of Shoto. At Shelbyville, Missouri, 120 miles northwest of St. Louis, 49-year-old Sheldon Hooper of Canton, Illinois, died in a fire that destroyed a trailer home on a farm. The victim and his father had recently purchased the property and were improving it. A neighbor saw the trailer home erupt into flame, but by the time the neighbors and others reached the trailer, it was consumed in the fire. A Pagedale man suffered only cuts on his feet this morning as his house at 6736 Roberts Avenue caught fire, forcing him to flee. He is Melvin Beach. Wellston firemen extinguished the blaze, the cause of which has not been learned. Beach was treated at County Hospital. Damage to the house was extensive. In other news, Premier Tran Van Wong of South Vietnam has urged his people to give his 2-day government a chance to rule before they attack it. He spoke as reports circulated that various religious and political elements appear to be planning an all-out campaign against his civilian regime. Student demonstrations are expected this weekend. Wong conferred today with U.S. Ambassador Maxwell Taylor. 2 Senate investigators left Washington for Nevada today to check into reports of possible irregularities in the count of votes in the state's tight senatorial race. The Democratic Majority Council and Republican Minority Council of the Senate Election Subcommittee were dispatched at the request of Democratic Senator Howard Cannon of Nevada. He's just a bit ahead in the count of Republican challenger Lieutenant Governor Paul Laxalt. In a radio interview today, former Vice President Richard Nixon continued to attack New York's Governor Nelson Rockefeller. Nixon accused Rockefeller of running what he called a vendetta against Senator Goldwater and said the governor, in Nixon's words, should knock it off. Word to KXOK is that Senator Pastore is going to take over the post of Assistant Majority Leader in the Senate, a post formerly held by Vice President-elect Hubert Humphrey. Don Folsom reports from Washington.
Hubert Humphrey will probably be succeeded by John Pastore of Rhode Island as Senate Democratic whip, though several others are also being mentioned as candidates for the soon-to-be vacated post. The others, Louisiana's Russell Long, Florida's George Smathers, and Albert Gore of Tennessee. Humphrey, after telephone conferences with State and Defense Secretaries Rusk and McNamara, flew off with his wife Muriel for a Caribbean vacation. The Vice President-elect says he's looking forward to the rest, but denies he plans to leave the telephone disconnected at his Virgin Islands retreat. Humphrey may resign his Senate seat before inauguration, January 20th, so his successor will be able to get seniority in the new Congress. This is Don Folsom in Washington.
Can't you boys give me something more stirring for accent? Say something in between Home on the Range and the Stars and Stripes Forever.
Now, wait a minute.
Cool it, Wolfie. We can do it, right?
Okay, pour on the accent and bring the flavor out. I'll make a lamb, a roast, a weenie, chicken on a king, or scallopini. You can make a meatloaf taste the way it never did before. Oh boy, the classic gives two bass or even a halibut, Who'd believe the flavor it brings out in a brisket of beef? Once you sprinkle it on filet mignon, ever after you'll be grateful you used accent. You think you are seasoning your food when you pour on the salt and the pepper, but check with the chefs of the world and they will tell you which end is up. Believe me, they don't fool around. When they buy it, they have themselves a sack scent. You too can make dinner a smash if all your vegetables and meat are cooked with accent.
But what about Home on the Range?
Well, that's the idea, to get the accent out of the store and Home on the Range.
From KXOK's Weather Service, the revised forecast, increasing cloudiness this afternoon, the high in the mid or upper 60s. Cloudy tonight with intermittent light rain, the low tonight around 50. The current KXOK Radio Park temperature is 61 degrees. The check is on the way to Erwin Ahman of St. Louis for the best news tips submitted yesterday to KXOK. If you see news, phone Forrest 15965. Bob Shea reporting for KXOK St. Louis, Missouri, St. Louis' most popular news station. It's 11 o'clock.
Peter Martin here. Got more KXOK music especially for you. Hey there, loving you, baby. That's Elvis. And we do love you. You know that, don't you? 3 minutes after 11 o'clock at KXOK, the Peter Martin Show.
When you want the best in bacon, fresh and crisp and brown, that's the kind that Hunter's making in St. Louis town. And it's sliced the way you like it, packed so light and air can't strike it. Get the best bacon from St. Louis, buy the Hunter brand.
Yes, the finest, freshest bacon you can buy is Hunter Bacon. The handiest, too, in the unique zip carton. Just lift the tab, zip, and it's open. Tuck in, and it's closed. All the lean, flavorful goodness of Hunter Bacon is protected till you're ready to serve it. Try a delicious 1-pound book pack of Hunter Bacon now.
Get the best bacon from St. Louis, buy the Hunter brand.
That good Hunter brand. That's great bacon, isn't it? Featured at good food stores everywhere. From Hunter's and from Peter Martin and KXOK, 63 degrees here on Radio 630. And a word about our buddy and yours, Diamond Jim.
This is KXOK's Diamond Jim. At last I can tell you this, because you see I am walking the streets of St. Louis looking for you. KXOK will broadcast clues leading you to where I am, telling you how I am dressed. Ask everyone you meet, are you KXOK's Diamond Jim? If you are the first to find me, I will give you several of my most valuable diamonds. Keep listening to KXOK for these important clues. Until we meet in person, this is KXOK's Diamond Jim, bidding you goodbye.
Advertisers, advertising agencies and their employees, and employees of KXOK ineligible to participate.
Nell Brickler, who yesterday nailed down KXOK's Diamond Jim and won from him diamonds worth hundreds of dollars, chased him across the Village Square parking lot. She really nailed him down there. Wouldn't let him away. Finally got him. Oh, boy. You might find him today. This morning, KXOK's Diamond Jim is wearing black shoes and a white shirt, and he's reported to be in the downtown St. Louis area. Look for him down there. Here comes lunchtime. Have a favorite soup today. Campbell's Chicken Noodle makes a sandwich lunch a wholesome meal. Reach for the Campbell's. It's right on your shelf. 6 after 11 on KXOK's Peter Martin Show. If you're a housewife with a household problem, the KXOK Swap Shop is opening up for business right now. Give me a call, will you? Forrest 1-8200 or Express 7-5965. First usable problem we get in on the line, we'll put on the air. We'll try to get a KXOK phone-in solution for you. Swap Shop's open, so call me now. Four Tops and Baby, I Need Your Lovin'. For KXOK, they've toted us down to 9 minutes after 11, and in just half a minute, we'll have our KXOK Swap Shop problem. A crisp, tangy garnish of AG sweet pickles adds an extra tasty touch to a meal, to school lunches or to snacks. And this week, your AG store is offering AG sweet pickles at just 35 cents for a 15-ounce jar. So stock up and save. Call Olive 23715 for the address of the AG store nearest you.
There's a personal touch at your AG store where your dollars worth much more.
On our KXOK Swap Shop line with a problem, we've got Mrs. Nancy Taylor of 2808 Lemp in South St. Louis. Nancy, what seems to be the problem, dear?
I have some kitchen curtains I made out of unbleached muslin.
Mm-hmm.
And they have laid and mildew has got on them, and I don't know how to get this off.
Have you tried anything so far at all?
Well, all I've done is soak them in cold water because I'm afraid to use bleach because they'll bleach them out white.
And you don't want that. You want them unbleached, of course. Well, let's see if we can dig up a solution for you. We'll invite somebody with a solution to your problem, how to get that mildew safely off of your unbleached muslin curtains. To call us at KXOK, Forest 18200, or from the east side, Express 75965. Nancy Taylor, you keep listening to KXOK for that solution, will you, dear?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'd bye now.
Bye.
10 minutes after 11 o'clock at KXOK.
Blanche, the family's giving me the business about cooking the same things all the time. Rose, you need Booth burgers. Burgers? Big deal. Not any burgers, Booth burgers. Booth fish sticks on a bun. My gang's nuts about them. Oh, maybe you got something. I'll make Booth burgers Friday. Never on Friday. Never on Friday? Blanche, you're a riot. No, on Friday you serve Booth breaded shrimp. Any other time, Booth burgers. But never on Friday. You're the boss.
Booth burgers are easy to fix, fun to eat. Just heat up some Booth breaded fish sticks, pop 3 or 4 on a bun with your favorite seafood sauce, and enjoy. Try them. Look for Booth fish sticks, the only kind you make Booth burgers with, in your grocer's freezer. Why Booth fish sticks? Only America's largest fishery could bring you fish this fresh. That's Booth.
Ain't it the truth?
And it's 62 degrees at KXOK.
In St. Louis, the KXOK Community billboard is now on the air.
St. Thomas Aquinas High School will hold its annual card party on Wednesday, November 11th at 8 p.m. in the gym and cafeteria of the school. And remember now, if you have a message to be broadcast,
just send it to Community Billboard, KXOK St. Louis.
Oh, my. Shall we turn that clock backward? Here we go.
Remember this old record.
Remember, there's a big one for Sammy Cooke just a few years back. Chain Gang, we've dug it up. Here in the
KXOK Wax Museum.
On the Chain Gang with Sam Cooke there. That sounds like a real swinging place. Chain Gang, one of our Golden Wax Museum tunes at KXOK, where it's 14 minutes after 11 o'clock. On our swap shop line with a solution here for the problem that Nancy Taylor has, we've got a newlywed, by golly, Mrs. Carol Becker of 1437 Clinton in St. Louis there, Mrs. Charles Becker. Carol, you've been married a couple of weeks now, you say, huh?
Uh-huh.
You think married life is here to stay?
I hope so.
I hope so, too. But you're already coming up with solutions to household problems, and that's a pretty good beginning, too. Nancy Taylor's got mildew on her unbleached muslin curtains. She doesn't want to bleach it out because she's afraid she'll hurt she doesn't want them to go white. She wants to keep them unbleached, but how can she get rid of the mildew?
Well, she'll just take a lemon and cut that lemon in two and rub that on the mildew and leave it on there for just a couple of minutes, maybe a little longer. All depends on how bad her mildew is. And then if it doesn't come out that time, she repeat that and it'll come out that time.
Have you ever tried buttermilk? That was another suggestion that was
That
offered.
works, but not quite as good as the lemon.
The lemon you like better? Okay, fine. We certainly trust it'll work for her. It does for a lot of folks because it's a pretty common suggestion. Carol, I want to thank you for phoning in the solution, and we're going to send you a little present because you did. We're going to send you a certificate that you can take to your favorite supermarket, and you can exchange it for a free half-gallon of Costello's frozen dessert flavor of the month and a free pound of Costello's cottage cheese, okay?
Okay.
Thanks so much, and the best of luck to you and your husband.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
16 minutes after 11 o'clock at KXOK Newlyweds Hour. Kind of, feel about newlyweds. What is it they always say? Well, good luck to you. You'll really need it. 63 degrees at KXOK now.
Serve your family fresh homemade bread in just 14 minutes with new Bunny Bacon Serve bread. No greasing or cleaning of pans. No thawing time. You save up to 3.5 to 4 hours of work and still serve your family fresh homemade bread. Each loaf of Bunny Bacon Serve bread comes in its own foil-lined baking pan. Bunny bread lets it rise and bakes it at just the right moment to lock in the homemade flavor, leaving the last 14 minutes for you to finish at home. Buy Bunny Bacon Serve bread at your local grocer's for fresh homemade bread in only 14 minutes.
That's what I said. Bunny bread.
What else you got on your mind there, kids? What is that?
Weather service for St. Louis.
Where from?
Radio 630.
KXOK's revised forecast says clouding up this afternoon. The high is going to be about 68. Cloudy tonight, intermittent light rain. Overnight low around 50. Rain's going to stop tomorrow. It'll turn cooler, about 60 degrees for the high, and we'll have the current KXOK weather conditions in just a minute.
What's the fastest way to relieve a stuffy head cold? Try Penetrol Nose Drop's famous 2-drop relief. Like 2 shots, 2 drops of Penetrol nose drops in each nostril strike fast at head cold distress. Faster even than costly decongestant tablets. Stuffy, sneezy misery is checked the minute you use Penetrol nose drops. They're specially formulated to combat all the symptoms of nasal distress. Penetrol nose drops quickly soothe inflamed tissues, then form a protective coating over delicate membranes against further irritation. They cool and shrink, clear away stuffiness, check sniffles and sneezes, thus effectively check the spread of infection. Your nose opens up. You can breathe freely again. Got a head cold? Then get this famous 2-drop relief. Get Penetrol nose drops today. Got a cough?
Get rid of that tickle.
For only a nickel.
Buy Penetrol cough drops today.
4 delicious flavors, still only 5 cents.
Kind of bouncing back and forth, 62 to 63 degrees at KXOK with a relative humidity, 72%. That's KXOK's weather service. Roger Miller is going to chug-a-lug. There, chug-a-lug at KXOK, Roger Miller. 20 minutes past 11 o'clock. It surely is.
Now there's a tune that takes you back. The hot Ralston song. Of course, it really takes me back because when I was a kid, Ralston cereal was breakfast. Mom always set store by hot Ralston. She believed in its old-time nutrition, and no 7 boys of hers were going to hike off for a schoolhouse 3 miles away without a hearty bowl full of hot Ralston under their belts. And we were grateful for the warmth and energy it gave us, especially when we got started on that long, cold hike. Well, it's a long stretch from here back to my boyhood, but hot Ralston got to be a habit with me. And it's a habit with my own boys now. It gives us the inner warmth and energy we all need. Good old hot Ralston cereal. Old-time nutrition from Checkerboard Square. Look for it in the cheerful checkerboard box.
21 minutes after 11 at KXOK. Hey, family home for lunch? Balance their sandwiches with good hot Campbell's tomato soup. So nourishing, so delicious. Reach for the Campbell's. It's right on your shelf.
KXOK, St. Louis. Sports time.
Bob Shea with the latest from the world of sports. The St. Louis Hawks, riding the crest of a 3-game winning streak that has elevated them back into first place in the Western Division of the NBA, face their 4th straight Western Division opponent tomorrow night at Kiel, meeting the onrushing Baltimore Bullets. Bullets have won 3 of their last 4 games, including victories over Los Angeles and San Francisco on a recent West Coast trip, and face Cincinnati tonight before playing the Hawks here tomorrow. Coach Gallatin puts his Chargers through a 2-hour drill at Concordia Seminary this afternoon, the idea of getting rookie Jeff Mullins better acclimated to the club's style of play. Mullins made his first appearance against the Warriors Wednesday night and hit 1 of 2 shots in a brief outing. That's it from the world of sports. And remember,
all the good sports are on KXOK.
KXOK time on the Peter Martin Show, 22 minutes past 11. On the street where you live, isn't that pretty, though? That's a nice one, too. Andy Williams at KXOK 26 after 11 o'clock now.
I'd like to tell you people about how mill nuts come to be. The greatest thing for cooking since the pan. It does what milk and cream do, but it costs a whole lot less. You won't believe the price that's on the can. It goes just great in coffee and in cocoa for the kids. So serve it with your breakfast every day. And use it in your cooking from the soup right through dessert. If cows could, they'd give mill nut. Hey, so they say.
They say right, too. Let's have our Xerox Mink quiz here at KXOK on the Peter Martin Show. It's a kind of a cute little, all you gals would love to have a mink. Xerox is offering one in their big Mink Sweepstakes promotion. We wondered how much you really know about minks. So we talked to the Leopard Roost folks out in Clayton. And we got a lot of facts about minks, made up some questions. And if you're the first to answer this question correctly, you'll get enough Xerox to fill up the family car and take care of it this winter. Call me at Forrest 1-8200 or Express 75965 if you can answer this question. If I can find the question. Here it is. Most garments made of North American wild or ranch-bred mink are natural. What is meant by the word natural? Is it A, the mink was raised on food that was not artificially processed, B, no artificial colors have been used to dye or blend the furs. Or C, only the mink's hairdresser can tell. Forrest 1-8200 or Express 75965. Call me now.
KXOK's Diamond Jim says,
Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
such is the case with Mrs. Charles Breckler of Florissant. And where did you finally find Diamond Jim?
In the Village Square Shopping Center.
How many people did you contact throughout the entire course of our idea on KX?
10 men.
What were their reactions?
Well, some of them laughed, but some of them knew what it was all about.
Mm-hmm. And how did they reply when you asked them?
They said, no, but I'm sure sorry. I wish I was.
What is your name, dear?
Nell Brickler.
And Nell, where do you live?
1540 Laven.
What are you going to do with those diamonds?
Oh, wear them to... Just wear them.
We have another winner on KXOK St. Louis.
All righty, and we got a lady on the line in the Xerox Make Quiz. Boy, you really got through there fast, too. Gray Star, 3408 Miami, came up with the correct answer here. Grace, remember the question? Most garments made of North American wild or ranch-bred mink are natural. What is meant by that word natural? Was it A, B, or C?
B.
You're right, B. No artificial colors have been used to dye or blend the furs. Congratulations. We're going to send you a certificate you take to your Xerox dealer, and he'll give you enough Xerox to take care of your family car for this winter, okay?
Thank you.
And by the way, have you seen any of those ads, that Xerox has about their mink sweepstakes in some of the men's magazines? If you haven't, you're looking at Esquire, Sports Afield, and magazines like that. Find one, fold it open where your husband can see it, and maybe he'll win you a mink, huh?
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
Great. Thank you, Grace.
Thank you.
Bye-bye now. 28 after 11 at KXOK.
You can spread it smoother, you can spread it further, spread it thick or thin. It's whipped by Kraft, whipped Miracle Margarine.
Miracle Margarine gives you lighter texture, more delicate flavor, because it's whipped.
It's whipped by Kraft, whipped Miracle Margarine.
Take it right from the refrigerator.